Actually, I take this opportunity as, am I audible? Anita
Yes, sir,
ma'am?
you're audible.
Yeah, yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir, you're audible.
Whenever there is no connection, please let me know. The participants also, when if my video is not available or my screen is not available or my voice is not available, please let me know, so that otherwise I will be talking on my own. Already we had a
Sure, sir,
feel,
we'll update.
we are looking towards the wall and talking. We have no such feeling taking the class, like, because normally whenever we take the classes, the eye contact is very important to get the feedback from the students. In this online classes, we are missing that. This is really a hurdle to take the online classes without seeing the faces of the students. If you take the class to the wall, I don't understand the emotions of the students. Basically, from the emotions only we can understand whether the concept is clear to them or not. This is totally missing here. Anyway, this is the need of the hour, or we can say it is the order of the hour, order of the day. We have to follow it, no other go. So straight away I get into the introduction about the routing and protocol analyzing tools. The title may be looking, it's related, highly related with your computer science or computer networks, but it is not true. Basically, nowadays computer network is a common title or common topic for all the departments, including mechanical and production engineering also. The main reason is when you talk about IoT is mainly used in industry, especially manufacturing industries. Even in Chennai, in Ford car and Hyundai cars, they are using in the production line. They are using IoT sensors and IoT wireless sensors networks. They are using. So without knowing the basic concepts of IoT and how to interface the sensor with the microcontroller, even the mechanical engineer cannot survive in this field. This is what the ground reality of this particular IoT technology. Now, first of all, my sincere thanks to all the participants to attend this particular FDP. FDP is through the ATAL AICTE. Um, the title is actually IoT and in smart grids. So whenever we talk about IoT, you should know, no other go, you should know the basic concepts of computer networks, ISO, OSI layers. All these are all essential. Without knowing this, you cannot understand this session. Basically, this is true. And my sincere request to all of you is, many of you, I think, it is a customary attend the FDPs simply by using your mobiles. Today, it will not be working to you. Because this is a hands-on session. Whenever I tell you to download the software, I am going to introduce not introduction. Many of you might be knowing this. You have to install that open source software in your system. Whenever I show some screenshots, you have to enjoy it only by doing. Otherwise, it is not simply by taking the class as a theory class, we cannot enjoy it. So my sincere request to the participant is, parallelly, if you have any other laptops or any systems, I hope you are in at your home. Basically, even though now lockdown is with a lot of relaxations have been given for academic institutes. So anyway, you may be available in the class, or sorry, in the home or in the college, wherever you are. Please log in with that. You can. We are allowing to log in the parallel PC or your laptop also. While you have your mobile login already. So please do that. I'll give you the time now, so that we can log in now. Parallelly, you can log in. 1 second. My screen is visible, I think so. Anita ma'am, can I start, ma'am? Jagadish sir,
Yes, sir. Solon, sir.
my screen is visible now, sir.
Sir, visible, sir.
Okay.
தெளிவா இருக்கு.
Clear. Um, many participants are from outside Tamil Nadu, so I hope to continue this session with English. This is the official language. Myself, I am Dr. Rajarajan. As per the introduction given by Ms. Anita, you can understand who am I, who I am. I am working in Sairam Institute of Technology. This is one of the institutes under the Sairam institutions. They have a lot of institutions under the trust, Sairam Sadhgiri Educational Trust. In Sairam, we are wherever you see the presentation from the staff members of Sairam, you would have listened. We used to talk about SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. Even in this slide, you can see in the lower part of this, in the right bottom, mapped SDG numbers 4,9. This is basically, we are following Sustainable Development Goals. It is an action plan we have. This is called the Sairam SAP. Sairam SAP is nothing but Sairam SDG Action Program. This is the meaning of Sairam SAP. In all our activities, even in our syllabus, we are mentioning which goal is in line with this particular task. So this FDP 4 and 9, we can see what are all the now you can see the screen. These are all the 17 goals known as Sustainable Development Goals. United Nations are UNO given these goals to the world. They are trying to implement and attain the goals within short span of time. India is also one of the signatory in that particular SDG goals forum. And the AICTE is now insisting all the institutions, all the technical institutions, including Polytechnic, they have to map at least one of these goal into their activities. So whatever the tasks they are doing, they have to do map this particular 17. So according to this is actually 4 and 9. This particular session is mapped with 4 and 9. 4 is the quality education. The goal number 4 is the quality education. This is 4. And 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Here we are going to talk about the IT, information technology infrastructure, nothing but your computer networks. Without using this, you cannot do anything in your smart grid as well as in the IoT. So with this introduction, I can directly get into this slide. Is not moving. Prerequisites of the session. All of you listen, the participants. The 7-layer ISO OSI model must be understandable. Only then you can follow this particular session. And if you know something about ad hoc networks or mobile ad hoc networks, MANET, wireless networks, as a whole I can say wireless networks, you can easily understand the concepts behind this, because we are going to talk about the data security, or we are going to talk about the vulnerability in IoT, especially implemented in smart grid. So whenever we talk about these things, we should know the basic mechanism of the wireless network by using the protocols, different kinds of protocols. Say ICMP is Internet Control Message Protocol, SNMP, TCP, all these are all not new to you. TCP and UDP, these are the transport layer protocols, all these are all known to you. But suppose if anybody is there without the proper understanding, you may be feeling little tough in this particular session. Anyway, you can easily cope up if you have some a little recap in from your previous sessions or previous subjects, whatever you take. And the PC tools introduction is also, whenever we are not receiving the internet immediately, what will we do is we will be trying to ping the data packets. Pinging is it will send some 32 bits of information into the network. and it will be the network mechanism, or I can say it is a troubleshooting mechanism. This troubleshooting mechanism will be trying to reach the particular IP or the machine, whatever it is. Using this is what the main use of ping. And trace route is now previously in the DOS prompt. Normally we use a trace route, ROUTE. Now it is shortened trace RT. Trace RT is a very simple tool. It will give how many number of hops, hop in the sense jumps from this particular system to the server. How many number of in between? How many number of what is the roots of what are all the different IPs it come across? This is what the meaning of trace route. You can you can apply ping and trace route in your connected systems. Any PC or laptops you can use this. But not in mobile. Mobile is anyway. There is no prompt in the mobile. We cannot type anything in our prompt in the Android systems. Anyway, but in the Linux, it is very good. We can use Android is one of the derived version of Linux operating system. So you can understand IP config. So I'm not going deep into these topics. Ping, trace route, IP config, all these. The reason is all you are most probably you are all the staff members already. You might be knowing many from IT or any other information and communication engineering staff members. So simply you can understand all these title. Don't want to boring. These are all the objectives of this particular session. It is a very lengthy session. I need 2 sessions, morning session, first session, and the third session I'll be taking. I want to give you one break so that you can at least prepare your mind. This is what the session. Number one, to data capturing concept in the data communication network, I am going to use a software known as Wireshark. Now you can understand. Wireshark is a tool. It is a open source software. It is available for both Windows in 32-bit mode and 64-bit mode, as well as in the Linux network. Everything is possible. Please. Next is troubleshoot. Computer networks must be troubleshooted because the data security is 100% affected by the intruders. Intruders normally giving a duplicate IP or any other lot of strategies they have. The attackers normally having lot of strategies. We cannot in Tamil there is a proverb. காப்பான விட கலந்தான் பெருசு அப்படின்னு ஒரு தமிழ் ப்ராவர்ப் இருக்கு. So this is actually if we give the security in one level, the the attackers, or we can call them as intruders. The intruders using different levels of enhancement in the technology. So that is the main reason we need to troubleshoot the entire computer network by using this tool. There are a lot of options available in this tool. Suppose say for example, I can give some example using during the session. Whoever wants to do their PhD in the using the practical content, using the experimentation, we can very well, those who are especially in the computer networks, or we can say it as wireless networks, very well you can make use of this tool. It will be best in the market. It is available open source. That is the important one. This is a member of FOSS, form of open source software, FOSS. And to motivate the engineering teachers, you, to enhance their pedagogy. Pedagogy in the sense, simply many of the staff members, we keep on taking the classes in the direct mode, face-to-face mode, as well as in the online mode for computer networks. If you use these kind of tools in between to whenever we talk about SNMP, a protocol, IP, a protocol, TCP, UDP, whatever the protocols. If you use this kind of tool, definitely the students will be getting attracted. They can easily understand what you are telling. Normally, while taking your classes using the TCP, you should there is a term 3 ways handshake, something like this. the three-way handshake can be easily shown to the students using this tool. I will show you what is the meaning of three-way handshakes and all, because the UDP and TCP, these two are the transport protocols. Normally, the attackers or the intruders affect your system or in getting into your network simply by using or dampering the TCP or UDP only. The transport protocol. If the transport protocols are really tough enough, strength enough, the no intruders can get into the network. This is what the basic mechanism. So in the vulnerability and security, when we talk about the IoT, definitely we cannot omit these topics. We should understand what is the meaning of these. So I can show you some case studies also using some examples. This is what at the end of this session, the outcomes are install and capture the data packets in their own connectivity using Wireshark, where you may be using a wireless network, or you may be sharing your network from your mobile phone using mobile hotspot to other devices also. This wireless network or wired network, suppose if you are using a Ethernet connectivity, using J45 jacks, that is also we can use very well use this Wireshark. And we can easily analyze statistically. We can analyze the captured data and plot the IO graph. There is a option in the Wireshark itself. We can see the plot of IO graph. These IO graphs will be much useful while presenting these outputs in a paper or in a presentation. Simple, the IO graph will be looking too good in this particular Wireshark software. And the main advantage of this Wireshark is a simplified version to be used in IoT devices. Whenever we talk about IoT, all the IoT devices should have minimum among 7 layers of your ISO OSI model. At least 4 layers must be available. At least the lower the 4 layers must be available. Maybe we can miss the top application layer, second presentation layer, third session layer. Apart from these 3 layers, or remaining 4 layers, I mean network layer, data link layer, physical layer, and transport layer. All these 4 layers definitely must be implemented in all your IoT devices. So normally the IoT devices are used in your smart grids also. Smart grid is not, it is a computer network, but we are using in the high voltage, nothing else. But the network is high voltage. Sorry, network is a computer network. So this kind of protocol is normally running behind your network. So keep it in your mind, and I can. So these 4 outcomes. At the end of the session, if the participants are knowing all these 4, I will be happy. There must be some meaning for this session, particular session. These are all the total outcome or outline of this presentation. Wireshark basics, Wireshark advanced features, and case studies. Only these 3 I am going to cover. Look at this. Now I can go to your hands-on. Please, whoever having the laptop or the PC, I want to know. See, there are 60 number of participants here. Please put in your chat box how many of you are having the PC or laptop. How many of you are having PC and the laptop? If you have the laptop or PC, you put. I am using PC. Only 2 members have answered. Dr. Asha, laptop. Good. Only 3. Yes, laptop. Desktop. Durgesh. Okay. Pratibha, laptop. Umakant. Okay. Good. Very good. Prasanna Venkadeshan Tirthagiri. எதுவுமே அனுப்பல. There is okay. K. Marti. Yes, sir. Okay. Very good. If you have the laptop, please go to your Google. I am giving the time. Go to your Google and simply search for Wireshark. Wireshark. I am also doing the same. I think my screen is visible to you. Google, you simply, I have already the other screen. Anyway, for showing you, I am doing this. Wireshark. You might be seeing my, okay, Wireshark download. The second option is Wireshark download. If you give Wireshark download in your Google, the first link itself, it is Wireshark. If you click on that, you will be getting this output. The screen is visible, I think, to you. Great. Basically, you should understand what type of processor you have. I mean, it is a 32-bit processor, or if it is a Windows 64-bit processor, you have to identify. You can go to your My Computer and find out what sort of processor you have, how many number of bits for processor is. You go to My Computer. I mean, My Computer, we can understand how many number of bits are there. From the My Computer, I can see. If it is 32-bit, you download this in Windows installer. If it is 64-bit, download this particular 64-bit installer. And others in the sense, suppose if you are using anything like Ubuntu, Fedora, all these Linux versions, please go to that particular. You can very well search in the Wireshark itself, in the Google itself. You can find out Wireshark for Ubuntu or Wireshark for Fedora, whatever the Linux variant you have, you can search for that. Source code is also available. Otherwise, you can download this source code, and tar file can be. Hope I understood. Attending through PC. Okay, installed Wireshark. Very good. If you have installed, please let me know. Suppose if you are working in computer networks already, this tool will be a great boon to you to show your outputs experimentally. This is not a simulation tool. This tool is actually a great tool. It is total experimentation. It is practical tool. It is not like MATLAB. It is not a simulation tool. Using this tool, if you produce the results, everybody should agree. Even the scopers, not only scopers, in the Web of Science also, the journals are accepting these results. In your PhD thesis, very well you can keep these tool outputs. The output will be better, good, even I can say best output we can get by using this tool. Who are all working in IoT, or who are all working in IIoT, industrial IoT, or those who are working in the security issues of the computer networks or IoT networks or IoT devices, you can, without this tool, you cannot do anything with that. Experimentally, in a practical network, whenever you do this, we cannot identify whether our output is correct, or any intruder is coming into our network. We cannot identify. Whereas by using this tool, we can easily each and every packet, each and every data packet to and from your computer or your device can be monitored easily. This is what I want to give the explanation about this particular tool. Only 61 staff members, including the organizers. Only 61 participants are available now. Okay, I can move on to this. I hope only one I have installed Wireshark, Durgesh Shirshahar. Good. If your installation is going on, let it be, and parallelly see my presentation. This is actually this tool is your IoT is a device to be connected within a network. The network may be a smaller network or it may be bigger network. In the smart grid network, normally the smart meters, the measuring energy meters, are to be the member in the computer networks. Try to understand. In the wireless network, your smart meters, the energy meters are going to be connected. So the reading about are the parameters of the power, yeah, like power factor, voltage, current, everything. For each and every second, we can fetch the data from the sensors, from the meters. So if there is a, if the energy meter is a member of this particular connect or particular network, we can easily record this data. So IoT is the only method to connect all these devices, or even if it is in the smart grid. Normally in the smart grids, they are using IoT. IoT is centralized point. For example, they are using normally they are using a mesh network. So not mesh network, star topology. Mesh network is something different. The mesh network is actually, you may understand, you can easily understand. It is like using the wireless sensor network concept. The one relay or one energy meter will transfer the data to nearby neighbor's energy meter. Then this data will be getting relayed to reach the server. This is what the mechanism. This is another one model. So depending on the geographical location, based on the density of population, or we can say based on the density of households, the meters will be very nearer, and the energy meters may be very nearer or distance. Depending on the population density, we can easily identify. If the population density is maximum, we can easily do the relay method. I mean, wireless sensor network concept can be easily implemented in your smart grid. Whereas if it is not possible, I mean, if the distance between one household to another one household is distance, we cannot, depending on that. So the energy meter should be connected directly to the server using IoT. When I say something about IoT, the internet connectivity must be available there. So whenever we want to transfer the data in the internet connectivity, we have to depend on either the TCP or UDP. You can understand, especially the teachers, those who are handling computer networks, they can easily understand. Transport control protocol is a connection oriented protocol, wherein the UDP is user datagram protocol. This is the first one. Is TCP is highly reliable because it will give the handshake, whereas the UDP protocol is a datagram. It will not give any. This is like your normal letter and registered letter. This is the TCP is like a registered letter. So where if the recipient receives this letter, it will give us the information. I mean, the sender will get the information. The particular letter is reached to the destination. Wherein in the UDP is not like that. It will be automatically getting routed into the network. The data packet based on the address to address, destination address, automatically it will be getting routed. It will reach the destination. But there is no guarantee the data packet will be supplied or delivered to the destination recipient. And the transmitter or the sender cannot receive any signal or any handshake signals from the recipient part. This is what the basic difference between TCP and UDP. So we can very well go with this TCP. The TCP, lot of versions are at present available. Those who are handling the wireless networks in the sense, especially in the wireless mobile attack networks, manets, different versions are available. Snoop TCP, back-to-back TCP, feedback TCP. These are all many different versions. A simplified version, because the mobile devices storage is the problem. The protocol will not occupy much of the memory or much of the storage. This is what the constraint in your wireless network, MANET, mobile attack network, that is called as MANET. Okay. If you look at this, I hope at least a few of you have installed this Wireshark in your computer. This is the basic diagram. If you look at this, the blue color boxes, round boxes are normally called it as routers, or we can call it as even switches also sometimes. And remaining these ash color trays are racks are called as normally the switches or hub. We can call it as hub. With this directly we can connect the computers. This is what the basic architecture of the wired infrastructure. In between there is the internet. The internet connectivity is there. So this network is not a homogeneous network. This network is actually a heterogeneous network. Different kind of networks are getting connected in between the source to destination. This is a heterogeneous network. So now where I can use this, whatever I said, normally the PC tools, the first one is we are giving this PC tool version. You can use ping, traceroute, netstat, ARP, all these are all normally the simplest tools or the simplest internal commands available in the network operating systems to find out whether I am getting connected with that server or not. We can easily identify. Normally, in the internet, you ping, traceroute, everything depending on the IP address. Whereas in the internet, the domain naming service will be much helpful. DNS servers will be much helpful to identify the transformation from the name to IP address. For example, if I give yahoo.com in your address bar of the browser cannot understand what is yahoo.com. So yahoo.com is normally this string is given to your DNS, domain naming service, or I can call it as domain naming server. The domain naming server will give the IP address of yahoo.com. So only based on the IP address, the data packets can be navigated back and forth, both the direction it will be getting navigated. This is what the basic mechanism. This particular slide actually showing you how the PC tools are working in your computer networks. This is the backbone of your IoT network, because IoT network is a simplified version of your computer networks, nothing different. Normally IoT devices are getting connected with your main or backbone internet only. Without internet, we cannot call it as IoT, Internet of Things. So this is the understanding. So with this understanding, I move on to this next slide. What is the meaning of router? What is the meaning of routing table? What is the difference between router and switches? All these you have to understand. This is not the scope of this particular session. That's what I am skipping here and there. Actually, I hope this is the prerequisite of the participants. The difference between router and switches, the routing table generation, modification, or we can call it as polling. Everything must be known to you. I hope you understand. This is not the scope of this particular session. So I am moving to, so this using the telnet, the first diagram, I mean the terminal window which I show here is a telnet meant for 172.16.100.221. This is the IP address. Using this telnet, teleprompting, tele-login, I can say. So I can get the details of this particular IP. If the particular IP is connected in the network, I can get the details of the particular system, or I can call it as particular node. All the details can be given by using this telnet. This is what the other method of simplest methods normally we use. There is no need of any technical expertise to understand all these things. But using the Wireshark and analyzing the data, whatever shown by the Wireshark, you should be little mastering in this computer network. So only then you can easily analyze whether some intruders are there or not, or how far our network is safe or not. Everything we can easily understand. So vulnerability is a factor. Vulnerability is a measurable factor. How the network is good. Our IoT or IoT based network is good. So this is second introduction only. Now I come to the point. Protocol analyzer. After half an hour only, I am getting into the title. Protocol analyzers. Normally, Wireshark is a protocol analyzer. Formerly is known as ethereal. If you have the ethereal already, if you know the concept of ethereal, then same, the same with the new name, nothing else. Yeah, during this what we call during this lockdown, how many of you done the online moves? Many of you. Anybody completed in Coursera IoT technology? Any of the participants among 62 participants taken up the Coursera IoT principles and applications? There are 3 number of courses available in Coursera. Voice is not clear. Is now? Sir. Now is it clear? Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. How many of you attended or taken this class in Coursera? IoT and IoT technology and application. There are 3 number of, one is beginner level, another one is intermediate level, third is super level, next level. Anybody? Nobody in this class. Okay. Good. Anyway, in the Coursera also they have used this tool, Wireshark tool, to analyze the protocol. They have used this tool only. So the very simple tool, but the results are very great. You can easily see this. Right. Now the protocol analyzer can be used in the protocol analyzer. I mean the Wireshark can be used anywhere. Wireshark is implemented in your installed in your system or your laptop. In the field, you can easily insert this protocol analyzer into any of these places. If you look into the first diagram and this third diagram, both the diagrams are same. See the same network. If you look at this, there is a firewall, there is ISP connective routers, and the many number of routers are available. The same network I used here again. But the fact is, if you connect the pop-up, this pop-up is shown in this network. This pop-up is actually given by this Wireshark. If you look into that pop-up, you can see the Wireshark, the name of the Wireshark. So what we have to do here is, the Wireshark can be implemented. This is actually SNMP output using using the SNMP console. Normally this is the previous version. This is actually worked in your Windows 95 version, and now we are in latest version of Windows 360. We are now working. So this is a old tool, very old tool. So the main problem in this particular tool is the latest version. I mean the 64 bits, 128 bits network, it will not support. That is the problem. So E3L is normally having this SNMP as a package. Now we are using the Wireshark. So Wireshark is mixing of all this. These are all the SNMP tools, normally termed as SNMP tools, Simple Network Management Protocol. And one more tool available in the market, not now, previously, WhatsApp Gold, WhatsApp Gold, HPOV. These are all different tools to analyze your protocol, or to troubleshoot your physical computer networks. We have used. But not in practice. Now the main substitute for all these kind of previous SNMP tools are now Wireshark, the protocol, entire protocol analyzer. All the protocols can be easily analyzed. Special tools are NetFlow and SolarWind. SolarWind is actually a product of Sun. These are all the different analyzers. This is so far we have seen something about the software analyzer. Now these are all from the Agilent, or now it is termed as Keysight. From the Agilent and Keysight, we are getting different hardware analyzer like network analyzers. Even in your electronics and communication department, you might have seen a network analyzer known as VNA, vector network analyzer. These network analyzers are normally very good physically wired network to analyze the traffic or analyze, troubleshoot the networks in the wired network. Wired in the sense usual network, but the thing is the input signal is electrical signal. Electrical in the sense we cannot use these devices, all the Agilent and Keysight devices directly into the wireless networks. Especially wireless networks are fully depending on the software tools only. So especially for the two-port networks, we are using these kind of vector network analyzers and few other simulators also. Simulators, a lot of simulators are available for protocol analyzing, but based on this input data, it will be working. Simulators, normally the simulation outputs are at present no way accepted by PhD reviewing committee or any other SCAU Scopus journals. They are not accepting the simulation results alone. Along with the simulation results, they need the experimental results. Only then the papers are accepted. So if you use the simulation tools, Wireshark is a experimentation tool, not a simulation tool. In the real time, it will give you the proper protocol analyzing, the data packet analyzing, everything. It is possible by using this Wireshark. Now, where to locate the Wireshark? Look at this diagram. This Wireshark can be implemented in all type of connectivity: local area network, wide area network, personal area network. Even in your automotive CAN networks, everything, everywhere you can easily insert this particular Wireshark and we can analyze the data packets. This is again the same diagram, but we have include the wherever you want to measure, wherever you want to analyze. Simply insert your computer in which you already have installed the Wireshark. This computer must be inserted into this port. See, look at this. In this position, we are inserting your laptop in this particular port. This is, for example, this blue green color box is the server. If you want to identify the server data in this particular switch, we can connect as another node and we can easily monitor. This is actually called as mirroring. Mirror in the sense the same data will be copied and it will be given to the system. The IP of the server IP you might be knowing. The server IP data are the data which are given by the server or given into the server. Both will be copied and a set of copy is given to your network. This is actually port mapping. Through the port mapping, we can get all these data to our computer in which we have already installed the Wireshark. So Wireshark is so all the data is given to your Wireshark. So Wireshark can easily identify what sort of data is coming in, what sort of data is going out. For example, I can give you an example. Where the security problem here? This is the question. Where from the security issues are coming? For example, in your system, you are installing some unknown software. For example, to convert the PDF to Word or any other conversion software, for YouTube to YouTube MP4 to audio MP3 or MP4 to some other file format, you are installing some software locally in your system. When you do this, whenever we download these kind of converters, especially the converters from the unknown sites, the certificate will not be original. Normally, the Windows will be alerting you, this is unknown publisher, can we proceed or not? Now, for the sake of our anxiety, we have given yes. But whenever you do all this, some other software will also be, some malwares will be installed along with your original software. The converter is our original, our demand. But along with the converter, where PDF to Word converter, for example. Um, some other malware softwares will also be implemented, getting installed in your system, but which is not shown by your task manager of the system. Task manager will not show you this is another software have been installed. Whatever you do, all the transactions nowadays, everything is using your system or your mobile phone. Both are more or less same. The functionality wise, this is the subset. Your mobile phone is a subset of your computer, nothing else. When you do this, whenever you type anything, whenever you key in the password, whenever you give the account number, all this data will be given directly. All this data will be given directly to the vendor of this particular converter software. That's how normally they are getting into our system or getting into our network. So when we install this unknown advertisements, normally getting into our system, whenever you install some unknown softwares, unknown websites, some phishing websites, automatically it will be getting redirected. These are all due to the data. So we want to analyze when we open, what type of application we open, what type of anonymous packets are going in or going out. We can easily analyze by using this software. I hope you understood. I am asking you only, then I can proceed now. If you understood the concept, where is the vulnerability now? You put yes in the chat box. Otherwise, I can repeat it once again. How the intruders are coming into our network. Am I audible? I feel I am speaking alone.
Yes, I am audible.
I am audible, but no answer from the participants. Whether not proper audible. Why? My question was voice cut. My voice is signal is full. My question was, how many of you understood where that security issues are, how the security issues or threats are coming into our network? This is what I explained so far. Using uncertified software. Very good. If you put yes, I understood, that is sufficient. I can move forward. Otherwise, I will repeat once again. It's up to you. Those who are listening, please answer. Through unknown websites. Unknown websites. Okay. Unknown websites. Through unknown websites, it is not easy because nowadays many of you are using Chrome. Chrome is better SSL. SSL is a security level certificate. If you pass, if the website pass the certificate only, it will show you. Otherwise, this is unsafe website. It will give you the warning. Even after the warning, if you get into, that is your fate. Nobody can save you. But the browser is very intelligent. Chrome browser is very intelligent. It will not allow such kind of sites. But whenever you download and install any local softwares, normally we are searching for those kind of softwares only. Conversion softwares, YouTube to voice, I mean MP3 conversion. These kind of softwares normally give or installing the malware. So this is how can we know website is certified? Nowadays, you no need of worrying about the website, because if you better browser you have to use. The browser SSL you have to check. The latest version of the browsers you need to install, or at least you allow the browsers to install the updates. This is what the basic mechanism to escape from or to update your SSL. SSL again is a security certificate. Good SSL, the latest SSL will give the latest updations of the phishing sites, so it will not show the sites. The sites which are all very safe will be shown to you. Otherwise, it will ask you whether this site is not browser automatically update or we have to update. It is up to you, sir. Browser normally it will be automatically updated. In the settings, we can set this parameter. It is a flag only. If you switch on the button, automatically it will update, otherwise it will not. You have to update manually. Normally, auto update is the best option to get the latest updates and securities also. Many of you are using, I hope, Chrome browser. Chrome browser is better than other browsers because malwares are cannot, it is easy. It is not easy. Sir, screen இல்ல நான் இப்போ வந்து இதுல தான் பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன் சவுண்ட் கேட்கலையா என் ஸ்கிரீன் விசிபிளா இல்லையா one second now sir
okay sir இப்ப கேக்குது sir
now my screen is visible sir screen visible இருக்கா sir okay thank you sir okay I can go ahead. This is how the fishy threads are getting into the network. Now I can go to the next slide, Wireshark basics. Now only I am starting in the actual session. Here port monitoring, I told you port monitoring, or we can call it as the mirror server mirrors. So port monitoring on a LAN switch. Suppose if you want to connect, if you want to say this is the port, the second server going to be monitored. The second server I am willing to monitor the second server. What all the data getting into the server and what all the data given by the server. With this, there is a provision while configuring your router or your switches. Normally, this is the advanced permission. It will ask you whether we can allow port monitoring. If you put yes, only then I can monitor that port. If you are not selecting that one, simply a tick mark is available in your configuring wizard. If you remove that one, we cannot. Nobody can monitor the port. If the tick is okay, then we can monitor the port. This is depending on the configuration of the router or configuration of the switch, whatever it is. So if it is allowed, we can easily monitor that port in parallel on a hub. This is a parallel connection. All the data packets getting into the second server according to this diagram. According to this diagram, all the data packets getting into the server and going out from the server will be given a copy to this monitoring software. In this system, we have already installed the Wireshark. So Wireshark will easily get all those data, then it will analyze. See, this is the Wireshark basic network analyzer. This is not your vector network analyzer. Please try to understand. Vector network analyzer will analyze only the two-port networks. Whereas this is the analyzer for our computer networks. The construction is entirely different. This is a software network, whereas normally the network analyzer, two-port network analyzers, those kind of network analyzers are normally the hardware analyzers, especially Agilent, Keysight, Service. Lot of companies are available, brands are available. So this is the basic interface. What can we do? What we cannot do by using this Wireshark? Capture the data packets. We can capture 100%. We can capture the data packets. See, there is a possibility for the intruders also. Wireshark can be, it is a open source software. In the open source softwares, whenever we analyze the data, we can also insert some data and we can float this data into the network. That is also possible. This is the main advantage. At the same time, I can say this is the disadvantage of open source, because if it is not a open source, we cannot do anything with that. We cannot get into the network, or we cannot modify the entire what we call functionality of the analyzer. Whereas in the open source, whereby really, if you are really stuff enough in those kinds of open source software stuffing, we can easily insert some other data packets into the protocol. We can, along with the protocol original data, we can send the extra data packets also. This is also intrusion. And we can define the filters, define in the sense, a lot of protocols are available. we can easily find out which protocol we want to say. If you want to monitor only TCP, we can use only, we can apply the filter only for TCP, UDP. At the same time, one application may be using the TCP, another one application may be using UDP. That is also possible. No system is 100% dedicated to TCP only or UDP only. That is not the case. Some applications are normally using UDP, some other applications may be using TCP, depending on. Normally, the banking domain applications are running in TCP only because the security is more in TCP than your UDP. And lot of customized versions are given by the banking domain. Banking in the sense of the financial transactions like Paytm, UPI, Amazon wallet, ATAL wallet. Other than this, regular bank, SBI, some commercial banks, everything is for. They are all using their own version of customized version of TCP. Because such kind of customization is essential in order to suppress the intruders. Otherwise, the security issues are major. Especially in the financial domain, the security issues are crucial. Single user, single intruder can collapse the entire system. That is why normally in the SBA they have the routine of once in 15 days they will change their TCP. We are not knowing because we are the end user. We are not knowing. But the customization is there for every 15 days. So by simply watching this particular server, we cannot identify what sort of application, what sort of security they have implemented in the network. That is also essential. And using this Wireshark, we can do all these four, and we cannot. This is not. It will not give you any automatic output. We have to configure everything. We have to take the output from this. We have to use this. This is a car. Wherever we want to go, we have to drive. It will not go all automatically. This is what the basic. This is not an automatic car. It is we have to drive it to particular destination. And this particular software is not good for long-term monitoring. For long-term monitoring, 100% we can believe on hardware. Hardware troubleshooting tools, or we can call it as protocol analysis. Normally in the market, Agilent, key site analysis are good in the market. They are normally enormously used by the Ericsson group in the computer communications as well as in the VoLTE communications, mobile communications. Normally they are, Ericsson is the only monopoly company. Whether you are using Jio or you are using ATAL or any other mobile operators, the basic network is implemented by using the hardware from the Ericsson only. So Ericsson normally depending on Agilent analysis. Normally depending on Agilent analyzer and key site analyzers. They are using such kind of analyzers. It will not do any magic to you. We have to do everything in our own. So this is the basic thing. This is a protocol stack reminder. This is only the recap for the new staff members. New in the sense those who are away from the computer networks, we can easily understand what it is exactly. This is the 1 and 2 OSI layer from the bottom. OSI layer physical layer is 1 and 2. Physical and data link layer is clubbed here. Ethernet, frame rate, dial-up, ISDN, ATM. ATM is not automatic teller machine. It is asynchronous transfer mode. And it is given to ARP. ARP is the second layer. There is a format we can easily understand the order of the layers in the 7-layer ISO OSI model. You can note it down from the top, from the application layer. I want to say APSTNDP, Andhra Pradesh State Transport, New Delhi Police. Andhra Pradesh State Transport, New Delhi Police. A for application, B for presentation, S for session, T for transport, N for network, D for data link, P for physical. The physical link is number 1. Physical layer is number 1. Data link layer is number 2. Here these 4 layers are available. Look at this. The 4 layers, it will all the 7 layers are getting truncated. We are trimming the layers, 7 layers into 4 layers by this strategy. This is what the basic protocol stack used in our used in our IoT devices also. Please try to keep it in your mind. IoT devices also we are using the 4-layer model instead of 7-layer model. But 7 layers are available in 4 layers. A trimmed version, a truncated version we are using. If you say I understood, I can move forward. Please in the chat box you put yes or no. Even no, I will be very happy. I will yes sir. Lakshmi Sankita madam. Repeat in easy manner. It is already easy. Yes, very good explanation. Okay, thank you. Kalpesh. Layers. Layers once again. Jayapal sir. Jayapal sir. நீங்க தான் பாக்குறீங்களா? நீங்களா? Switch on your mic. You are in mute. You are in mute. You unmute yourself. You unmute. Much basic. This is not IT, madam. Sir, Jayapal sir, this is understandable.
Yes, sir.
You are belonging to which faculty, sir? Department.
I belongs to computer department, sir.
Computer?
Department.
Computer. Then it is, I think it is a repetition one for you. It may be.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. It's interesting and understandable, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I'll once again layers only. I will be, sir. You mute yourself. Listen, sir. I will be. Okay. These are all the layers. Actually, APSTNDP. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and finally the physical layer. The final physical layer is number 1 normally. From the bottom we are talking, the final layer is the physical layer, that is layer number 1. Top layer is the application layer, that is layer number 7. Applications are your applications. Your browser is an application. HTTP is an application, SNMP is application, DNS is application, FTP, SMTP is simple mail transfer protocol, Telnet is tele-login, FTP is file transfer protocol, HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol. I don't want to say the expansions again and again. And these layers are 5 and 7 layers. So 5 and 7 is actually APS, session, presentation, and application. These layers are 5 to 7. Fourth layer is actually the transport layer. Both the transport layers are available here. TCP is transmission control protocol. UDP is user datagram protocol. Correct? OSI layer 3 is IP. Actually internet network layer, internet protocol, and ICMP, control message, internet control message protocol. And Ethernet, normally ARP is in between the IP and Ethernet. This is what they're given. And frame relay, FR is frame relay, ATM is asynchronous transfer mode, ATM, ISDN, all of you knowing this, integrated services digital network. So this is actually dial-up is the very old version is dial-up connection. Nowadays dial-up connections are not at all. This is becoming obsolete. So this is the basic layer construction. Using this layer construction, we are going to do. If you understand this layer, then it will be easy for you. Data structures, layer 1 to 7. I am not going deep into this because you will be missing the actual session. This is the recap only. Okay, sir. Okay. This is layer 1, 1 to 7. 1 to 7 layers. How the data, the header is added by each and every layer. Every layer will, the original data is given, layer 1 physical, and it is one by one the header is added in both sides. One side it is header, another one side it is actually called as the error correction mechanism or we can say it as CRC, cyclic redundancy check, CRC. This is what the mechanism. This is what the mechanism. So we are not going deep into this because this is not the scope of this particular session. And you come to this data structure. I will explain only this slide and I will close this particular session. I will come again in the afternoon session. Okay. Now FTP is the example. FTP is file transfer protocol using the Wireshark PCAP. The meaning of PCAP, all the files, whenever you save any file from Wireshark, it is the file extension is PCAP. PCAP is nothing but packet capture. This is the meaning of PCAP, packet capture, or we can call it as data capture. See, if you look at the screen, even you can work in the screen in your laptop and say, if you look at the screen, this is the real time and the timestamp. The first field is serial number, next column is actually the timestamp in 24 hours format, and source is this is a source IP address, destination IP address. The protocol transport FTP is file transfer protocol. So normally file transfer protocol is UDP. It may be using UDP, TCP or FTP. Directly FTP we can use because FTP is the thin version of TCP. In the sense, FTP is normally useful only one connectivity. I mean, from one user, I can use FTP to some other user. Only one-to-one connectivity is possible using FTP. It is a dedicated connection. Whereas TCP, the single TCP can be used for transferring many different application data. That is the difference. So, this is the mechanism. So FDP, UDP and TCP, all these are all coming into this. Look at this screen. Next, each and every data header. We are talking about the header. Whenever we teach to the students about the headers, each data packet will have a header. Will have a header. The size of the header is 32 bytes, something like this. But what is inside the header? Nobody knows. But we can visualize by using this software. The header content is given in the lower part of this. See, lower part of below the blue color box is actually frame 9. Which frame it is? Ethernet, the data packet, which frame? 9th frame. Ethernet, source. This is the D4, C8, 20, 00, 01, 00. These are all actually what it is. Since they are using a Ethernet connection, it is a MAC address. And destination is Xerox. Xerox is a machine. I mean the vendor. Like Dell and HP, Xerox is a machine. That MAC address is given. Suppose in the wireless network, if you use, instead of this MAC address, they will be giving the IMEI number. Mobile equipment identity, international mobile equipment identity they will be giving. So internet protocol, source is this is the source, this is the destination, and the transmission control protocol, source port is FTP, the port number is 21, it is a fixed number. Destination port is MPS wrapped with 17QQ, this is 1700, sequence is 35, acknowledgement 47, length is 20. The file transfer protocol. All these are all for the particular selection. If you change this selection, do one thing. Now you go install the Wireshark. You go to this particular example. You do something with that Wireshark. Or you can use very well, see the YouTube videos, how to use Wireshark. I'll be coming once again by 1 o'clock only. In the third session, I'll be rejoining with you. When I rejoin, please let me understand you have done something in your Wireshark. And all the data which are available in this particular data packet is visible in the lower portion of the screen. 000, D100, O101, something like this. They are giving some data. This is what the content of the header or content of the data packet, whatever you have selected. You do this practice, and come again by 1 o'clock. Now I wind up this particular session with one question. There are 75 members. Nagababu sir. Nagababu Pedapudi. Pedapudi. Are you available in the session? I think he is not available. Simply joined and went out. Shivakumar sir.
Sir, சொல்லுங்க. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. Fine.
Good. Is this useful? Is this understandable to you, sir? You are belonging to which faculty, sir?
Triple E, sir.
Triple E. Okay, fine. Is this so? If it is triple E, definitely you would have studied something about the computer networks in your at least
Some
UG.
audio is not clear, sir, and also your PPT is not visible. Okay.
Now.
Yeah, now okay.
Now visible, huh?
Now visible. Yeah.
Okay. My audio.
Now okay, sir. Previously it is a disturbance. Okay.
Okay. Please try to cope up. You install your workshop in your system. Then I will be joining again by 1 o'clock with you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. You please practice. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I can wind up now. I will be joining again by 1 o'clock. In between, next session will be continued by somebody else. Thank you, sir. Jagadish, sir. Jagadish, sir.